I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just...
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart,
Happy 20th anniversary.
my heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself. There's a
The doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
Good morning. First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. Let me tell you, what a weekend. What a weekend indeed. We had the opportunity to go to New York City on Saturday and hang out with Mr. Victor Pate, Tyrell Muhammad. Salaam alaikum to Brother Tyrell and the many honorees that we had for Black Wall Street Harlem. This is our 11th year going to New York City. We've been to the United Nations. We've been to Manhattan. We had a Buchan from originally from New York by way of Atlanta. Or yeah, that's right. From New York, lives in Atlanta. He sponsored an event in Manhattan. I forgot the name of the club, but it was a very interesting spot for me. We've had a couple in Brooklyn, but at least a dozen or so Black Wall Street events in Harlem, particularly at the Harlem Business Alliance. So we want to say many thanks to the people there in New York City. We get a lot of love in New York. Let me tell you, no matter what they try, what kind of picture they try to paint of New York City, New York got a lot of love in it, a lot of love in it. What else is going on? Today, we're expecting some guests from Coppin State who will be joining us, and we're just waiting on them to plug in. Coppin State will be having their annual gala that's coming up in May. It's going to be a real fancy event. I don't know if they've had one in a while. We used to have the gala all the time right there on the campus of Coppin State. So we're just waiting on Mr. Kevin Carr, president of the Alumni, to join us. What else did we do this weekend? I told you we were hanging out with Tyrell Muhammad and Victor Pate. They had a panel I got the chance to speak on regarding returning citizens and those coming back to society, those who have been incarcerated, formerly incarcerated persons. It's always a pleasure to be with Mr. Vic. He knows everybody, but more than that, he's one of the strongest advocates you'll ever find for those who are dealing with solitary confinement and also the trauma of solitary confinement. They tell me, I've never been, but they tell me once you have experienced that, you are dealing with that trauma for the rest of your life. So we thank God for Mr. Victor Pate, Natasha White, Ms. Gwen Levi. There are a lot of people who went up from Baltimore. I think there were about 20 people who who sat in on the discussion on which I was a panel. So it's always special when you can advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves. There was Assembly Member Gibbs there, as well as Council Member Yusuf Salam. Yusuf Salam, for those who may not know or those who forgot, was one of the Central Park Five. He is now a New York City councilman. I think that's just huge to go from being impacted by the law to making the law for both of them on both the local and the state level. All right, Michael Randolph, I see you modifying this name, tweaking. National Institute for Strategic and Tactical Planning. All right, Michael Randolph, it's a work in progress. I see you. We see you, Michael Randolph, originally from Sandtown. Special thank you to our advertisers, including this lady right here, Councilwoman Felicia Porter. She's running for re-election, as is Councilman John Bullock. Well, John Bullock has a challenger in Venroy, July. We will see how that goes down. What else is going on? The mayor's race is tightening up. They tell me that at current, according to the Goucher poll, that Mayor Dixon is, former Mayor Dixon is some points behind Brandon Scott. And I feel with Brandon getting tons of media attention because of the Key Bridge collapse, that could very well propel him. This is his race to lose. I don't know if anyone said it. I'll certainly say it. He's the incumbent. Of course, it's his race to lose. No matter how far ahead in the polls Sheila Dixon gets, no one can ignore two things: incumbency, the power of incumbency, and number two, that Armstead Jones is still at the Board of Elections. And this is the man who was a part of her losing, if you ask me, twice, 2016 and 2020. She won both of those elections in my mind, but they snatched it from her. In 2016, we protested. As a matter of fact, there were 1,800 voting irregularities in Baltimore City compared to 200 in the other 23 jurisdictions around the state combined. That man should have been fired right then and there. And why he is still in a job is beyond me. Can you make 1,500, 1,800 mistakes on your job and keep your job? Hell no. But Armstead Jones did. And that's why a lot of us look at politics. I'm more jaded now than ever before as it relates to politics. Very jaded. I have no faith in elected officials. Last one I had some faith in was Marion Barry, if you ask me. Maynard Jackson, who ensured that we had black millionaires being made. Yeah. So looks like we're going to have to try this interview by hand. Sometimes people have struggles getting on. Okay, so we're going to do this via, so did you, what's it saying? Go ahead. Or use your personal email address. I thought you had guests, though. I thought you had guests. I thought you had other people joining us. So we're live right now. Do we need to do this interview via phone? Because we're running late. All right, we're gonna put you live on the phone. All right, Mr. Kevin Carr, how are you, sir?
Doni, thank you for having me on this morning.
Well, we're glad to have you. Tell them who you are.
I'm Kevin A. Carr from Coppin State University. I am the National Alumni President. I've been serving for over a year now, and
it's been a year?
Yes, it's almost a year. In another week or two, it'll be a year.
Really? I didn't realize a year had gone by so fast. Wow.
Yes, great things, and more great things to come.
Great things like what? Tell us about it.
Okay, right now membership is up. We're getting the alumni engaged. We had a successful homecoming this past year. 22 events on the campus of Coppin State University, and nothing transpired. We had a successful homecoming, our first homecoming, with 22 events scheduled. I came in wanting to do something different for our alums. Our alums said they wanted to come on the campus more for homecoming, and I scheduled something every day of the week for our alums.
Okay. So tell me more, Kevin Carr, President Carr.
Okay. Well, I can tell you a lot. Well, we're getting ready to celebrate our 125th year, and we're kicking it off with our gala on May the 4th. This coming in a couple of weeks. We will be down at the Marriott downtown waterfront, May the 4th. If you would like to attend, I believe there's a few tickets left for this wonderful event. And then starting in 2025, we will be celebrating our 125th year of Coppin State University's existence, where the president wants he has a goal of reaching $25 million. We're almost halfway there. We're halfway there. We're at $15.1 million. We got 10 more million to go. He wants every alum to give us $125 for our 125th year. So I'm reaching out to all of our alums at Coppin State University, far and near, to support us with that $125 so that we can reach our goal. He wants the alums to at least give $1 million to our scholarships for our students. And I believe that we can do this because we have over 16,000 plus alums, and I believe that we can do this if we just send in that $125. The College of Business, we just had our first graduate career fair on last week. Our first one, we had vendors to come in. The police department, Baltimore City Police Department, hired 3 of our students, I believe, right on the spot from that career fair. And I believe in June, we're going to have a surprise visit from one of our great alums. You all already know him. I'm getting that set up now. We're going to have him to come back and celebrate his 30th year in broadcasting and his birthday celebration. So I want this alum to come back home, and I want to bring the Be More News and the Black Wall Street to Coppin State University in June.
Oh, my. Oh, who is that alum?
So great things are happening here at Coppin.
Oh, is that me?
I believe that is you.
Shameless self-promotion. This facility, Coppin State University, started as a teacher training institution named Fannie Jackson Coppin Normal School in honor of the outstanding African-American woman who was a pioneer in education. Coppin State University is a model urban. You know, when I was there, it was Coppin State College, residential liberal arts university located 2500 block of West North Avenue. It provides academic programs in arts and sciences, teacher education, nursing, graduate studies, and continuing education. A historically black college, university, Coppin has a culturally rich history as an institution providing quality educational programs and community outreach services. Coppin was my second chance, Kevin. Was it anybody else's second chance?
I believe it was, Donnie. It was all of our second chance. And I'll tell you, there's no place that will nurture you to be that great potential that you was expected to be. And Coppin will afford each and every student that opportunity. It transformed our lives.
Yeah, it did. Matter of fact, my journalism career did start there, Kevin. Right there. I guess I should acknowledge Professor Ron Nichols. The president at the time was my main man, Dr. Calvin Burnett. God, I miss him.
I came up to Dr. Burnett as well.
My God, he was there 32 years. I got a chance to write the front page story for the Afro-American newspaper when he retired. That was 32 years after he started.
Right. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people hated on Dr. Burnett, too. He was able to, that money came to Coppin. All of that money that you see now, it came from under Dr. Burnett.
All right. I believe that.
Well, it's a fact. Ehrlich became governor in 2002, and that's when Dr. Burnett became a part of the administration, if I'm not mistaken.
The administration? Oh, Ehrlich's administration.
Yeah, he was in higher education. I forgot the title per se, but he was able to bring. Now Coppin expanded because Coppin wasn't able to get a lot of resources, despite all of the black Democrats that came out of Coppin, all of the black Democrats who drove past Coppin every day. It wasn't until Ehrlich came along that Coppin got money to expand from Gwynns Falls down to Baker Street, knocking down all of those, that area just to the south, Warwick Avenue, Thomas Avenue, Whitmore Avenue. Those were tough. That was tough territory.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's where I grew up. Some of my friends died in those alleys.
Coppin, I'll tell you, Doni, has afforded me great opportunities. This past, let me look at it. I have it in the window here. In 2000, the MEAC, I was nominated through the school as the Distinguished Alumni Award, and I received that award like a month ago from MEAC down the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Recognizes Kevin A. Carr, Coppin State University, Distinguished Alumni for 2024. So, I came to Coppin in 1999 as a part-time student transferring from Morgan State University. I wanted to bring back what I've learned at Morgan over here to North Avenue to Coppin, and I've been here ever since, 18 years later.
Now, hold up. You said you started your academic career at Morgan?
I started at Morgan. Well, really, I started at Dillon University.
Dillon down in Louisiana?
Yes. I was a music major down at Dillon University, sang with the Dillon University choir, traveled with them. Then I transferred back.
Oh, you said you a singer?
Yes, I do sing.
No, you can't sing, man. I ain't never heard you sing in my life.
A trained classical singer. Yes, I am.
Prove it.
Prove it. Oh, my goodness. You're going to put me on the spot. I'm not warmed up yet, Donnie.
Oh, okay. Well, warm up.
Yeah.
Me. Man, I can do that. Me.
Oh my goodness. But yes.
Well, hit a church song for us.
Say that one more time.
Hit a church song for us.
Okay, but not right now, Donnie. I gotta warm up first. A real singer will not sing cold. Because and I'm on air too. No, I can't do that. I'm gonna have to talk some more. I'm gonna have to loosen up my collar, and then I'll be able to sing something before we get off the air.
All right. Sounds like a stall tactic, but we'll get to it. Okay, so tell me about the president now. You got a new president up there. Coppin, let me tell you this. We're glad that this president, Jenkins, has been around for a minute because Coppin is like our mother. And Dr. Burnett was like the husband. And when he left, our mother brought us a series of stepfathers who didn't stay long. We were used to Coppin having stability.
Yes.
But, we won't go into those various people that came and went.
Right.
Because we felt betrayed. Honestly, We felt betrayed. They come in there, you love our mother, you kiss our mother, then you roll out. Yeah, I said mother. But Jenkins has been there. Look, his name, what's his name? Anthony?
Anthony Jenkins, yes, Dr. Anthony Jenkins. And Dr. Jenkins came in, he hit the ground running, and this president is doing great things for Coppin State University since he came here.
Let me just throw this in here, and it's not going to be comfortable for some people. Now, one, y'all had Stanley Battle there for a minute.
Yes, Dr. Battle did great things for us too.
He did, but he rolled out on us.
He did roll out. He went to another.
He went down into the Aggies, and then they got rid of him. So it's kind of like karma hit him in the back of his head. But then you had that lady, and I mentioned this, what's her name? Maria Thompson.
Yes.
I mentioned that because 9 years ago, come on, Pharaoh. 9 years ago, this week, actually 9 years ago, Friday, last Friday, and 9 years ago, come this Friday, do you know what was going on in Baltimore? Freddie Gray, the Freddie Gray unrest, Freddie Gray unrest. And let me just say, let me just get this in here. As an urban institution that was 4 blocks from where my childhood home was in West Baltimore, I expected Coppin State to have demonstrated mastery over the entire Freddie Gray scenario. Instead, because our president at the time was MIA, and call a spade, but the University of Maryland ended up coming to West Baltimore to provide their expertise in recording, in analyzing, in collecting data as it relates to the impact of the riots, the unrest on West and East Baltimore, because they had some riot scenarios in East Baltimore. There were some scenarios down around the baseball stadium, Camden Yards. We had provocateurs who came into Baltimore from other states, including Michigan. I'll never forget it. So we're glad that those days are gone, but we cannot forget. Let me also say, because we just finished the Maryland General Assembly. We're going into Westmore's, 3rd year coming up. This is what I'm getting to. When you look at what has happened at Penn North since then, Penn North has not really changed. But what I can say has changed is the second Republican governor in the past 50 years came into play, Larry Hogan. And Baltimore's 9-1 Democrat, Maryland is 2-1 Democrat. Why did it take the Republicans to put money in the Coppin? Why did it take Republicans to put money in the Walbrook, the former Walbrook lumber mill? And that whole area, that whole block to the west of Coppin is now, you have apartments there, right?
Yes, they have apartments. They has Truist's Bank, and I believe there's cafes in that facility as well.
And then let me also mention this last piece, the Emod Center in 2100 block of West North Avenue. That is the only development that has happened in that area since Freddie Gray, and it took Republicans to do it. I'm baffled. I'm baffled by a party that I consistently vote for that fails to serve my community. What in the hell am I supporting them for?
Well, Donnie, Westmore has put $15 million to renovate, and Dr. Jenkins is the head of that coalition to renovate from Pennsylvania Avenue to Owens Falls.
Actually, it's down to Park. It's down to Park Avenue, Mount Royal. It actually goes all the way down to north and Mount Royal, down to 83.
Oh, okay, then so that whole corridor is getting ready to be renovated.
I know. I'm only saying this is 9 years later. We're grateful for that investment. Yeah. But I'm just saying, in a 9-1 Democratic city, a 2-1 Democratic state, They are very late. And I'm not saying putting the onus on Westmore. I'm talking about the Maryland Democratic Party. They are late in transforming West North Avenue. And that includes the local and the state, as well as the feds. I remember all of the elected officials were at that corner. 9 years ago this week, 9 years ago this week, they were all standing on that corner, and not a damn thing has changed. Still selling dope up there. Still got the cop right there and the people selling dope around the corner. I mean, my God. Now, let's put some of the onus on the people selling dope. Thank you very much to the drug dealers for poisoning your own damn people with fentanyl. I rest my case.
But things are changing, Donnie. Things are changing.
Yeah, it was a little. They damn long-winded, because I know when the stadiums need stuff, they renovate the stadium right away. They renovate Camden Yards right away. They renovate Raven Stadium right away. Come to our community. Hold down. What's the rush?
Well, I tell you, even though that is going on, our campus is one of the safest campus in the city.
Coppin always been safe.
Yeah, we've been safe. Even during the Freddie Gray riots, when they were coming from Doni, they were coming down Warwick Street. They did not vandalize Coppin State University.
They weren't looking to vandalize anybody. Those were students from Douglas going home.
Right. I was working at the time. We were working when the riots were going.
Do you know why the students from Douglas were walking home?
Yes.
Why? Why?
Huh?
Do you know why the students from Douglas High School, directly across the street from Coppin, do you know?
Right.
Do you know why they were walking home?
Were they let out of school early, I believe?
Of course they were let out of school early, but that's not why they were walking home. They were walking home because Police Commissioner Anthony Batts closed Mondawmin subway station. Thank you, Commissioner Batts, because that was absolutely the dumbest idea this side of the Mississippi. You shut down the subway, you let the school out, you let Douglas out early. Nobody told the principal, nobody told the parents. So their babies are walking down Pennsylvania Avenue and being characterized by not just the local news media, but also by then President Barack Obama as thugs. These are students, brother. You didn't know that? Yeah, Stephanie Rollins, Blake Carter, Kiefer Mitchell. He did. He called the protesters thugs, but there was a lot of mischaracterization, and that's why we have a Be More News and a BlackUSA.news. Because if we don't tell our story, we leave it to these mainstream people like Geraldo and all of the other international media who showed up at Penn North who didn't have a clue. Tell you something else. Many of the national media people looked at North Avenue, looked at the 1600 block of West North Avenue. That's right to the west of Pennsylvania. The 1700, the 1800. My big cousin lived in the 1800 block. They looked at those vacant houses all along North Avenue. In D.C., those houses would be worth $1.2 million. But they looked at it and said, my God, the riots did that? No, it wasn't the riots. That's the normal. It's normally a Hurricane Katrina in West Baltimore.
Yes, I traveled that area every day, Donnie, and you're right. I grew up on Dukeland Street, 3 blocks up, back in the 60s. I grew up at white marble steps, an excellent area, but down through the years, the area has deteriorated.
Well, the crack epidemic wreaked havoc.
Yes, absolutely.
Chased a lot of people out. A lot of people left West Baltimore and continued the 55-plus year exodus out the Liberty Road corridor. But we came through Dukeland every day because Lamel is located on Dukeland on the other side.
Yeah, Dukeland, Glens Falls, yeah.
Did you go to Lamel?
No, I went to 148, right on Rosedale. Yeah, I went to Rosedale, Calverton, and then I graduated from Walbrook Senior High School with the Dr. Ann Emery as my administrator.
Ann O. Emery, Dr. Ann O. God rest her soul.
Yeah, God rest her soul.
Boy, she was one tough cookie.
Yep. And all of her students are successful today because of that woman.
She talked a lot of smack, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I sing at the Heritage Church, one of the church she helped to found right there at Heritage United Church of Christ on Sunday because of her. I went in there just to check on her one Sunday because I knew she went to that church, and I've been singing there ever since 8 years now.
That's where Wendell Phillips. That's where Wendell Phillips was the pastor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our prayers go out. Pharaoh, come on, move. That's a shout out to his son, Wendell Phillips. He's, I understand, having some health challenges, so we pray for a speedy recovery. We pray for Brother Wendell. Always a kind-hearted soul. But his father was his father a member of the Goon Squad? I guess he was.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But great things are happening at Coppin, and like I was saying before, Donnie, Dr. Anthony Jenkins is really doing a wonderful job getting Coppin back on where we should be in the spotlight. I tell you, when you come up North Avenue or coming from Hilton Parkway, you can see on our tallest building, the Grace Hill Jacobs building, our symbol, Coppin State University. That's one of the things he wanted to do. He wanted to make sure that you could see the school in both directions when you're coming down from Hilton Parkway or you're coming up North Avenue. It's a great sight to see Coppin State visible in the communities.
Let me jump this in there. I'm excited to see the possibilities. I think one of the good things that Dr. Stanley Battle did was strengthen the relationship with Douglas High School next door. If I'm not mistaken, isn't there a high school that was on the campus of Coppin?
Yes, we got Coppin Academy. Yes,
He
started that in 2003.
It's still there?
Yes, Coppin Academy is still here.
Well, see, that's a beautiful thing right there. And then let me also say that when I grew up in that area, members of the community could go to Coppin and swim and play basketball.
Right.
And so we encourage Dr. Jenkins to continue his outreach, especially to Easterwood Recreation Center. Zane Cypress II is the leader of the Senator Troy Braley Easterwood Park Recreation Center. We want to strengthen that rapport. That is the nearest recreation center to Coppin. We want to strengthen the relationship with the people that live on North Avenue, on Dukeland, on Poplar Grove, on Moreland Avenue, Warwick Avenue, Ruxin Avenue, the people at Robert Coleman. We want to strengthen that interrelationship, because that's what Coppin is not just a nationally recognized institution. It's also, I think what made it so special was its relationship with the immediate community.
Absolutely. And segueing into the College of Business, our newest building on the campus, on Saturdays for the last couple of weeks, we have been engaging with the people in the community to come in and get their taxes done for free.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yes. That's why this building is real pivotal to this area. They're having a lot of outreach sessions here, the free taxes on the weekends. And I mean, the neighborhood is really embracing the new building, the College of Business and the School of Graduate Studies.
Well, let me just say that Professor Hyacinth Ezeka was doing tax services for the community right here on Pennsylvania Avenue maybe about 10 years ago. I don't know if he ever got recognized for the work that he was doing in the community. And so we thank God that Dr. Jenkins and under his guise and tutelage that the institution continues to demonstrate a strong relationship to the West Baltimore community and beyond, because it is that interrelationship that makes Coppin what it is. Let me throw in this bone for you. A lot of people may not know this, but then President Dr. Calvin Burnett walked. He walked from Coppin State to the Inner Harbor and back every day, every morning. Do you know what that does for someone's street cred? Do you understand the magnanimous impact of the everyday person seeing the president of a major historically black then college walking through the neighborhood unfettered, without fear, determined to make his destination and return on foot, without bodyguards, and more importantly, without social media? Oh, help me somebody. Look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, oh neighbor, leave social media alone. Just get out there and shake people's hands and say good morning, good afternoon. You're going to get me preaching up in here, Kevin Carr.
Donnie, and you are so correct. Dr. Burnett, and you know, some of us, I attempted to walk with him one time.
Can't keep up with him.
Yes, you couldn't keep up with him. You could not keep up with the man. The man had a mission, and he fulfilled that mission, and he did it, like you said, daily. I mean, and that's why he is still robust today. That's right. Yep.
Tell me about Fang Mitchell. Now, I know, you've been through some challenges, but one of the times we were in Atlanta for the Black Wall Street Awards, Fang Mitchell was on the plane. He lives down there in Georgia somewhere. He was at the time. What was the impact of a Fang Mitchell on Coppin, from your perspective?
Well, from my perspective, and I enjoyed singing at the games under Fang's tutelage. Fang really made his impact when the team won that national championship. Nobody was expecting Coppin to win that national championship, and when Fang brought that home, I mean, Fang did a lot of great things for our basketball team and for our athletic team. So when he would go out, he started going out and getting our team to play against the high-ranking teams, if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that went, and that is still going on now. We are still playing those high-ranking teams and bringing back the resources back to the institution.
And having graduated from Paul Laurence Dunbar and being one of the sons, if you will, of Coach Bob Wade, helped me to thoroughly appreciate a Fang Mitchell. They were more than basketball coaches.
Right. Yeah. They were father type. They were mentors.
There you
go. And that's what our students really need. They need someone that's going to mentor them, to help to transform their lives. And that's why Coppin is the place to be.
Let me tell you who changed my life at Coppin. Professor Ron Nichols. He was our media professor. And I'll tell you also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Dean T.J. Bryant. Oh, I love that woman.
Yes.
Now, all you needed was a 3.0 to get into the Ronald E. McMahon Post-Baccalaureate Achievement Program. It wasn't as difficult to get in that door. But once you got in that door, she worked you like a Hebrew slave.
Once you got in, you had to work to keep it up. You're right.
And you got a full scholarship, but you had to promise to get your PhD, your doctorate, and that's why my next stop will be the Juris Doctor to work on my law degree, because we all promised to come away with our doctorate. We all promised. That's how you got the money, and it's about honoring your word.
Honoring your word, and I believe that you will be a great lawyer, Doni.
Your word is all you have. Tell me about here's everybody's favorite. Tell me about the queen we just lost, Dr. Mary Wanzer.
Oh man.
No, oh, man, come on. Speaking life.
Yes, the reason why I am who I am on this campus, 18 years ago, Dr. Wanzer, we hooked up. She got me a job in the library. I'm still working at that position, but it's hard coming in that library and not being able to speak with her, to converse with her. And few of us are getting together. We're getting together today. We're getting ready to start up a scholarship in her honor for students, because Dr. Wanzer was all about the students, whatever the students need. I worked with her on the graduating committee. I worked with her in the concert series, the jazz concert series. I worked with her with Grad Fest, and I'm now taking him of Grad Fest because she put it in my hands. Even when we had during Black History Month, I worked on her on a lot of committees, and when we lost her, that was a great loss to the system.
Well, Kevin, I got news for you.
Great loss.
Kevin,
yes.
Nobody gets out alive. Number two, she taught us enough for us to teach somebody else.
Absolutely.
Because one day we gonna be gone. The question is, will they remember us like they remember Dr. Mary Wanzer?
Oh yes.
And you better put a plug in for her ace over there, Amini Courts.
Yes. And Amini Courts was here. We did like in February or March. Was it February? I think it was February. We did something. Dr. Hyatt had a play, Chicken and Biscuits, and Dr. Wanzer said, "Well, why don't you do a economy show and have people to come out?" So he did have that show, Chicken and Biscuits, and they remembered Dr. Wanzer in that show. And then after the show, before the show, we had a reception, and people got up and talked about her, and it was just a powerful moment. She was a
powerful person, and what was great, I met Muhammad Ali on that campus, and just like Mary Wanzer, Muhammad Ali shook everybody's hand. Mary Wanzer helped any student that came in that library seeking help, guidance. She helped me way past my days at Coppin, way in the most recently on my daggone masters.
That's right, absolutely. That's how Dr. Wanzer was.
That's how she rolled.
And she will ever be embedded in all of our hearts and in our souls and in our minds. I think about her every day. So
you had some other great people come through there. Robert Cataliotti. I never knew a white man could know so much about Black history. He made me learn my history. That white man, Italiano, Robert Cataliotti. He was so knowledgeable about jazz, about literature. We watched this film, Daughters of the Dusk. So many Black writers did he put me down with. A lot of people, give me a lot of props. And I'm not saying I didn't have some great Black teachers, but that was one white professor who knew more Black history than a lot of Black people.
Absolutely. I had him as an English professor as well. Yeah.
Gotta mention Ron Collins, because that was my major English. Ron Collins, he was a beast out of Georgetown. And please let me not get my butt kicked and not mention Ann Carr and also Judith Wilner.
Yeah, absolutely. Ann Carr, Judith Wilner was my speech teacher.
Yeah. And Dr. Daly.
Yeah, Dr. Gilbert Daly.
I said, Dr. Daly, you speak white. He said, no, I speak better than white. And don't ever forget it. I remember sitting at his home with he and his wife, and I had tea, sipping tea up there in Ashburton. But I loved that man. God, he poured in the students and was sharp. He was immaculate every day.
Yes, Absolutely. And that's the reason why I'm a Sigma today, because he said, young man, you would make a great Sigma. I love the way you do things. You need to think about being a Sigma. And that's why I'm a Sigma today, because of him, he, and my brother, God rest his soul, James Winky Cancer.
Oh my God. Do you know I didn't learn that he was a basketball legend till near the end of his journey?
Oh, yeah.
We hit it off talking smack to each other.
Right. Winky was, Winky and Peaches was Mr. and Miss Coppin.
Yes,
That's
they
what
are.
we call them, right?
Yes.
And Peaches is still going forth today. I'll be meeting with her. We'll be meeting here at 1:30, getting the finalization on the scholarship being set up in the honor of Dr. Mary Barnes. Her sister Maggie will be on the phone with us. She moved back to Florida.
Kevin, what happens when people would see Mr. Winky and Miss Peaches walking across campus? Tell them what would happen.
People would stop. People would shake their hands. Winky and Peaches are the epitome of what a person would do, can do, and have done. Peaches and Winky have given so many resources to this great institution. That's why there's a food, the Coppin Corner. We now have a food store on this campus because of Winky and Peaches, where the students can go and get free food. And they started it. Winky set up an account where the students can go and get money to buy food or emergency type of things. Now we get ready to start a food, a clothing boutique. That's being drawn up now and being it's coming on board in the next month or two, maybe by the fall semester. Our students will be able to get clothes now.
Let me just share this, Kevin. I know they're trying to get $250 a ticket for the gala. I just want to say this to all alumni, whether you're Coppin or elsewhere. Sometimes you may not have the money, but maybe you have the time. Maybe you have some suits. Maybe you have some dresses. There's more than one way that an alumni can be a blessing to the institution that groomed them. There's more than one way. So don't let anybody stop you from sharing your gifts, talents, and treasures with not just Coppin, but anybody who needs it. A lot of times we think we got to make the Not everybody has $250 for a ticket. Not everybody has $500 or $1,000. You don't have to have that. There's more than one way, and we said that at the meeting that we had that you had me moderate, Kevin.
Yes, absolutely. And we're getting ready to have our next general board meeting this Wednesday in the TARS ballroom. So all alums, if you're listening today, come on out to that general board meeting. I will be the meeting starts at 6:30. Yours truly will be leading the meeting. I want to hear from you.
Where's the meeting?
In the TARS ballroom. TARS building. Yeah.
You know, over the years, now you have a statue of Fanny Coppin up there. A lot of people didn't know what she looked like.
Right.
And thank God it is a better rendition of her than this statue on Pennsylvania Avenue that's supposed to be Billie Holiday, because I swear Billie Holiday was gorgeous and that statue is ugly. She was a gorgeous woman. I don't know who did that. It was butt ugly.
Yeah. But I tell you, yes, we do have a replica of Fanny Jackson Coppin right in the middle of the campus. And then we unveiled another statue right there on North Avenue called the Community of Arts. And the artist, when we did that about 2 months ago, I believe, the artist, and I forgot his name. His name is coming to me. But he said in this speech, I really was inspired to do this sculpture by 3 women: my wife, my mother, and then he mentioned Dr. Mary Barnes. The artist said that. He said that woman touched my life. That's why I wanted to name this piece the Community of Art, because she was the community in which I started building my art, and that's why I want to make sure I mention her today when he unveiled the sculpture right there in front of the College of Business, right on North Avenue in Broadway.
You know, a lot of times, Kevin, Baltimore gets a bad rap. What does Coppin do to augment that perception? What does Coppin mean to you?
What does Coppin mean to me? Coppin means hope. Coppin means transformation. Coppin means everything to me, Donnie. My life would not be what it is if it wasn't for this great institution. Because when you come here, you hope to get in, you hope to do this, because, and like you said, you got to keep, when you get in, you got to keep the ball moving. Nobody is going to give you anything in life. You're going to have to work hard for it. And that's why I'm still here. I'm still working hard. I'm giving back to the students at this great institution. You have to give in order to get, Donnie. And Coppin will give you that. So you need to give Coppin that chance that it needs. Forget all the negative stuff that you hear. I'm here to tell you Coppin is the place to be.
You know, when I was there in media arts, Dr. Burnett, a number of us students went to Dr. Burnett. This was during the days of Baltimore Cable Access Corporation, when Coppin actually served as the home for the city's cable station, the public access cable station, one we don't hear too much about these days. But we went over to Dr. Burnett. We felt like the media arts department was being that funds were being withheld, that we weren't getting the type of resources that we needed. And we went to meet with the president. He didn't know me from a can of paint, but I remember, and he's been a dear, dear friend ever since. But I remember during that encounter, he started, listen to me, we got on him so badly, he started to walk away.
But he did.
But then he turned back around and said, let me tell you what, this is what we're going to do. That man, he taught me so much in that instant that it's all about continuing to keep the dialogue. It's all about keeping the dialogue going. When it seems like we're at an impasse, it's taking a step back, taking a breather, and realize that we are intelligent individuals. We have a brain. Yeah. We wouldn't be on this campus if we didn't have something to offer. But he showed me that just because you're a leader doesn't mean you have to be a tyrant, a dictator.
No.
You just have to be a leader. It takes listening. It takes patience. It takes calming down.
Right.
And he never lost stride. And like you said, you wish you could keep up with him on that walk down to the harbor and back.
Right, absolutely. And then Dr. Battle, we went on our lunch breaks, and Dr. Battle continued it, but he didn't walk down to in the harbor. We walked around the whole circumference of the campus, up Warwick, up Gwynns Falls, down Loop Road, and then back. And we did that for some time.
And it does wonders to help knock down obesity. You know, we are a gluttonous nation. We eat more than others. We think we need more. Oh, but Coppin has come a long way. And look at that. Look at that stadium, the sports facility.
Yes, absolutely. And Coppin Academy uses that all the time. You know,
as do others. Chu Smith has come through there. Chu Smith with the former Harlem Globetrotter.
Right, absolutely.
His summer camp. All right. So we got to put some contact information out there. How do people get in touch with you, President Carr? How do you want people to? Why don't you take a moment and give your final thoughts and Let me get a phone number. You want people to call you?
Yes, you can call me. You can call me at 410-951-3090. I work in the School of Graduate Studies. And even if you're thinking about attending graduate school, we have the state of Maryland have the senior waiver. Listen, if you're age 60 and retired and receiving a pension, you can come to this institution for free.
And get what degree?
To get any degree, you can finish up a master's degree. You can get an undergrad degree. You just need to be retired and receiving a pension. You can come and take classes, and you will be covered through the state of Maryland. 410-951-3090. That's my phone number. My email address is kcarr, first initial, Carr, C-A-R-R, at coppin.edu.
Hold on, say that thing about the 60 and over.
It's called the tuition remission senior waiver. If you're age 60 and retired, you must be 60 and you must be receiving some type of pension. You can go come to Coppin State University on a senior waiver, and you won't have to pay for your classes. The only thing you would have to pay for are the fees and stuff, and those are not as much as the classes.
Wow.
It's called the senior waiver.
You know, my daughter was in a program where you go from Baltimore City Community College to Coppin, and I will only tell you that there's sometimes some challenges in the transferring of credit. So if you are in one of these programs, make sure you get all of the facts,
right?
Get all of the details, get contact persons and their name, their phone number, their cell number, because sometimes there's a challenge.
Yes, but we're here to come against all the challenges. You call me directly. I know where to send you. I know how to be around the challenges. So give me a call directly.
All right. So it's about
Alumni president, Coppin State University.
Oh, they're gonna remember you because you about to sing a song.
Right, absolutely. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sing you the first verse of our school song.
We ought to hear some gospel music, man.
So why you wanna hear gospel? Okay, I got one for you. If I can help somebody, then my living will not be in vain.
All right, but before you say that, let me just get the prayer. And we usually start the first show of the week off with some prayer. So we just thank you, good Lord. Let us all bow our heads. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Bless the show and bless Coppin State, Kevin Carr, and all of the people who love Coppin. Bless Baltimore. Bless the state of Maryland. Bless the victims of the bridge and the impact. Bless our leaders, including the governor and the first lady. And we promise, Lord, to continue to give you all the praise. Bless us to choose the right leader to be the mayor of Baltimore. Yeah. Bless us to get all of the information we need so that we can make an intelligent decision as a people, as a city. And we promise, Lord, to give you all the praise and the glory in your mighty, matchless, and majestic name. Amen. The next voice you will hear is that of the virtuoso Kevin Carr.
All right, I'm gonna sing just ahead of this one song. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can teach somebody with a word of song, if I can show somebody is traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody in vain.
Thank you, Kevin Carr, and good morning, world.